Took it a minute.
All right, the February 2nd Middlebury Town Council meeting will be called to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Kent Kaufman,
Here.
Mike Holloway,
Here.
Gary Kripe,
Here.
Carl Miller, and Kevin Miller.
Here.
All right, we have the minutes for the January 19th meeting.
I'll make a motion that we accept the minutes of the January 19, 2026 meeting as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right, this time we'll open the floor for public comments. Nothing to add for us? Welcome anyway. All right, expense vouchers.
I'll make a motion that we approve for disbursement the expense vouchers as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. We have a prototype for the veteran headstones in Grace Lawn Cemetery.
Very loud. Frequent.
Is that microphone on?
Yep.
I have a green light here.
Yes,
Okay.
it sounds like it. Let's see if that works. That will hopefully. Hello, thank you for having me. I'm August Coombe with the Boy Scout Troop 007 out of the American Legion Post 210. For the Memorial Day service, we put out blocks with like little tea lights to illuminate the medallion and American flag in front of the veterans' graves, and it brings uniformity, and it is very hard to get the right amount of blocks, right amount of lights, make sure that there are batteries in the lights and all that. So I plan to take a permanent affixation in front of the graves that will be in the same spot for each grave, making it all in one package that will be in the ground, and it will be made out of this black polywood that will make it weather resistant and much harder with like lawnmowers and whatnot. After my meeting with the cemetery sexton, we thought that it would be a good idea to come to you guys to seek your approval and support.
So, we own all of these already, right? The ones with the little tea lights, we have all those? I think.
The scout troop has them, I'm not sure.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's just a block of wood.
Yeah, but the scout troop's doing that now, so they have those, okay, okay. All right, okay. I like the idea of it being all in one and driven down in there and being polywood and,
Yeah, he really put some thought behind it.
no, I like it. I think
Yeah.
I think it's a great
The
idea.
plywood was a great touch, it's gonna be a lot more durable.
Right.
So will they be up all
Yes.
year long?
Yeah, they will be up year long, but the tea light will be pulled. The tea light will only be in for the Memorial Day service. And when we go to put the tea lights back in, we will make sure to clean it out so there's no stuff in it and it looks clean for Memorial Day.
Perfect.
May I just say, that's a wonderful thing you guys have done. I only ask this from the standpoint as far as maintenance goes, or do we have any maintenance issues?
Not on our end.
Okay.
That's kind of one of the questions I asked him is future maintenance, who's
Yeah.
going to be responsible if something happens to one of the pieces of Hollywood? And do you want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, I do plan on staying around town for a good chunk of my life, so I will be able to come by and help if anything is needed. But I will be making extras, so for new additions or if one of them breaks, there will be extras on standby that can
replace-
be put out.
Nice.
Perfect. And what are you looking for us to do? What do you need from us, August?
Permission and
Just a-
support.
Done.
Yeah.
No, I think it's a great idea.
The majority of the materials are being donated as well.
I assumed, I know you're a cheapskate, so I figured that. Well, he wasn't a Navy, so I mean, you know.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
You must take after your mother.
No, I think it's a fantastic idea. I would love to see that. I love the fact that they're permanent up all year and just dropping in the tea light and not a separate piece. I think it's well thought out and a great salute to veterans.
The Legion
So-
really likes the fact that the medallion will be supported by the post.
Right.
Because those things get chewed up all the time.
They do. They've been
You go out there
over,
and they
yeah.
didn't-
Got to be better for you guys, Robert.
I've
Yeah.
straightened up
Absolutely.
several times out
Well,
there, so yeah.
I can tell you from this veteran, I appreciate the effort, and I am all in favor.
Thank you.
I as well. I'm not a veteran, but thank you.
Thank you.
Same. And may I just say, I want to say thank you. You are a men amongst boys, number one, for the responsibility of taking something like this on and for giving our veterans the honor and respect that they so richly deserve. So again, thank you so much for what you've done, and please pass along if you've had any help or assistance with those in your troop. Please pass along, again, as well as parents and others that have been involved. Please thank them on our behalf. So
Yes.
thank you again for taking this on and for leading something like this. I have a feeling you've got a very, very bright future in front of you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I'm a little jealous. My stash was never quite that full, so I have to be, I'm a little jealous.
I'm working on it.
Yeah.
He's got a side set on Annapolis too.
All right.
Ring knocker. Great job. You know, Marines go to Annapolis as well. Not just saying,
This is true.
just saying. We're always looking for a few good men.
Wow.
That sounds great.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for
Okay,
that.
thank you very much, August.
Thank you.
He needs some paperwork signed. Does Jackson need to review this before we sign it?
Wouldn't hurt, right? Always have the council look at it.
Do we need a formal approval?
Do we need a motion or anything for it?
I will make a motion that we approve Mr. Crumb's new proposal for the way that we will display the memorial flag products for Memorial Day.
I'll second. We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions?
This will be.
All in favor?
Okay.
Aye.
Great work.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that he will be signing is just for contact information. but if
future
you'd like to see
resident
that,
out
that's
there.
fine. But that's just contact information.
Right, so we got this.
Making your space pretty.
It's the only reason I did it out there. That way Robert's got a little yard.
Are we okay to move on here? Agent Orange. Or do we need to hang on for this?
I think signing is the council district approval. Yeah, that's fine. I think so. And you guys already approved it, so.
Yeah, we did.
Thank you very much.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you again. All right, we'll be opening bids for the 2026 asphalt paving project.
Thank y'all for getting us in right away.
No, you're welcome. Thank you.
Milestone?
Yeah, milestone, sorry.
This is the number I'm looking for here. Okay. From Milestone, we have a bid of
$298,230.50.
What was that again?
298,
298,000.
230, 50.
298-230-50.
Was there an alternate bid? Down below?
Alternate bid for Wayne Street Trail resurfacing. Okay, that's $39,425. All right, thank you. You qualify as a lovely assistant.
I don't know about the lovely part, but certainly be an assistant.
All right, mid-block. We have, the total bid is $353,544.50.
They get those 50 cents in, don't they?
Gotta.
Surprised
And
it's
the
not
alternate bid
99.
for that would be $48,125.
425?
48,000.
48, 20, 125.
125.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. And Pulver. The total bid amount is $305,495.50. That seems to be a theme.
Yeah, first one without 50 gets it.
And the alternate bid for that one for Wayne Street is $31,840.
Seems low.
Yeah.
All right. And Reith Riley. Total bid amount is $312,487.
Not 50 cents?
Not
No.
50
Ah.
cents.
They win.
He didn't nickel and dime us.
They didn't, or quarter us.
And the alternate bid amount on that one is $37,314.
37 what? Sorry.
$37,314. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
And then I was like, hey, stop it.
They've got phone numbers on them, so I can text them.
Thank you.
All right.
Parker is not here yet. He did let me know. He was thinking he'd be here around 6:30, so we can just move the demo to the end.
Move that one down, please.
Yep.
All right. We have under new business, we have a resolution for Resolution 2026-02, authorizing investment of public funds.
All right, so this is a resolution that we need to do each year authorizing our investments of public funds. Basically, it's set to expire every year in February, and so this is that annual due diligence resolution we've got.
Now, we had talked about potentially setting some money aside in a higher interest account. Does any of that affect this?
No, this doesn't say where, it just says that we're allowed to do it.
That we can.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. I'll make a motion that we approve a resolution 2026-02 authorizing investments of public funds as presented.
I'll second. Oop,
No, go ahead.
second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Yoder concrete proposal for Veterans Memorial Wall?
So Yoder Concrete submitted a proposal for the Veterans Wall in the amount of $21,750. And this is to construct the wall, the footers and everything with that, including the concrete. So And this would be paid out of the donations that we've received.
Is there an estimate done on that? Is that above or below? Seems
Below,
pretty
way
reasonable.
below.
Seems way below, yeah.
Yeah, well below.
Very kind.
No, it's well below.
It's a great thing. I know they expressed interest in helping.
I will make a motion that we approve the Yoder concrete proposal for the Veterans Memorial Wall to be paid out of funds raised by the committee.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Excuse me, Mr. Fergie. Can we put a stipulation on that not to exceed the $21,750 to add that to the motion? If anybody has a problem with that, I'm okay with not, but.
As long as the Memorial Wall Committee would cover any overages from funds raised,
Okay,
because the committee raised, it's not town money. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that clarification.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Interlocal agreement with Elkhart County for animal control services.
So in your packet is the agreement with Elkhart County in the amount of $6,534. And that was included in our budget for this year. So we're asking for your consideration for approval.
This is probably slightly below what we included, because I think we assumed an increase or no.
No, I usually
Oh,
speak
okay.
with them and
All right.
ask them if they think anything's going to change from year to year.
Okay.
I believe this is the same amount as last year.
Yeah, it
so
is. I
it's
just thought we
the
had approved, I thought we were thinking. it was
Budget
gonna be
amount
higher,
would have
but
been the
great.
same.
We try to get a number ahead of time if
Yeah.
possible, and they're usually ones that'll give us a number.
I'll make a motion to approve the interlocal agreement with Elkhart County for animal control services for 2026.
I'll second.
Have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Interlocal agreement with NDOT for US 20 water main relocation project.
So one of the first steps in the US 20 reconstruction project from County Road 35 to State Road 13 will be to get all the utilities within the right-of-way relocated. The town will need to relocate their existing water main infrastructure, and the funding for that utility relocation will be a joint venture between the town's utility department and the Indiana Department of Transportation. So the town will be required to pay 10% of the total operating revenue received by the utility for fiscal year 2024, which that amount is $2,060,974. They'll also be required to pay for the betterment of the utilities facilities. So there's a section of water main that currently is an 8-inch. We'll be increasing that to a 10-inch. It's not the whole way, but it's part of the way. So the total cost of relocating the water main is $4,818,770.20. 10%, if you subtract 10% of the town's operating budget of $206,097.40, and the betterment costs are $173,440. So the town's share would be $379,537.40, and the total funds paid by NDOT would be $4,439,232.80. So, and the money has been set aside in the Middlebury Redevelopment Commission in the Elroy TIF district to pay for the local share to relocate that. So, unless Jackson has any items that he needs to have clarified in this, which we've been going back and forth a little bit, and I've been going back and forth with NDOT because some of their links in their agreement are broken. We don't have to approve it tonight, is what I'm trying to say. But eventually, once we get everything addressed, we'll need to move towards that. Did you have any other?
I don't really have anything else to add. We've just been reviewing it, making sure all of our internal policies are consistent with their requirements and things. So,
Perfect. Is that far from being wrapped up, you think, or is that pretty close?
I think that they still need to answer unless you have a complete understanding of that link that's broken with the federal guidelines.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what those are.
So
specifically.
there's just, I've emailed them, I just haven't had a response from them yet. So waiting 2 more weeks is not gonna hurt anything.
Better to know we have it all.
Yes.
Yeah. So anyway, I just put it on the agenda so that way you guys knew what was going on with that. I thought that we would, be closer, and I thought I would get answers quicker, but sometimes the snow, because sometimes they utilize all NDOT workers to hit the snow, and they've been at it just like we have. The guys have been doing a great job. So,
All right, moving on to the next one. Interlocal agreement with NDOT for US 20 sanitary sewer relocation project.
so very similar to what we just discussed with the water, only there is no betterment with the sanitary sewer. So the town share, because our fiscal year 2024 was $3,380,490. So the total cost of sanitary sewer relocation is $5,705,307.75. And so NDOT would be paying the $5,367,258.75. So, and again, those funds are set aside in redevelopment. So,
Again, from the Elroy TIF.
yep,
Correct.
yep. Because it's benefiting that TIF.
All right, request for additional full-time public works position?
Unless you want to keep talking. You're doing a fine job. So, in your packets, there was some information regarding the potential for another employee for Public Works. Shaylee had some information in there for you. In the letter that I sent, just some additional information. From the date of this letter, which was on 1/25 of 2026, to this morning, you can add another 173 and a half hours to that number. So we're at 863 hours for this snow season so far. And before that, the most we had was 603 in 21-22 snow season. So, I mean, numbers are definitely going up. I don't know if this is gonna be a common thing, nobody knows. But the amount of times that we rely on other departments for help, I actually called Cole this morning, asking him for help for picking up a truck in South Bend tomorrow. Don't need to, truck's not ready, but we have a water service we have to do tomorrow. And so it's just one of those things, I think it's time that we really start looking at this and seeing if it's an option to move forward with another person.
Punxsutawney Phil didn't help you out anymore, did he? 6 more weeks.
If Bob was here, he'd take care of that groundhog.
Yeah,
And it's not just the snow season, that's the
No.
problem.
Right,
It's
right,
year
right.
round.
it's,
No.
yeah.
We had a meeting the other day, and I kind of brought a bunch of stuff for Mary and Steve just to help prioritize a kind of a to-do list of what's important. We have a stack of water projects that need to be done, fire hydrants that have been bagged for years. We just haven't had time. So it's just stuff that we need to get done. We just haven't had a chance to do them because we're just been constantly being pulled other directions. So it's just something I think it'll definitely be beneficial.
I walked away from the meeting exhausted, just from talking about it all.
I noticed on there you had different pay depending on 20 pays or 19 pays. Is that depending on when they're hired?
That was just based off of the number that I could move,
Okay.
money-wise in the budget. So that's the money that I can safely move. Not to say that there's not other places I can look to get more, but yes, so then I just took that number and divided it out and said, well, this is what we can cover if we hire somebody at this rate versus this rate.
And what's
And
your-
again, I'm not expecting us to hire somebody in the next 2 weeks. I mean, it's possible, but just knowing right now we've got 22 pays left I thought that was just a little bit of beneficial information. So that doesn't count uniform, it doesn't count clothing allowance, because that new hire year is $500 versus the $400. But that does help cover at least salary, and it should still be safe with health and dental, life vision, that side of it.
Most benefits.
Correct.
And being a new position, this would be, whatever, labor 2? What's the?
It's the labor
labor.
3.
Yeah.
Labor 3, okay.
Yeah.
And that, so we anticipate that to be 25?
Unless they
Correct.
have us come in with a CDL already.
Sure, sure, sure.
Right.
Then it would
Then
be,
then it
then
would
would
be up to
automatically the dollar.
26.
Yeah.
Yep.
26, yeah.
Right.
Yep, which is why I did those two numbers. Again, if we hire somebody with experience or something, obviously that number could change. But just based off of our recent applicants and things, that's just why I went with that number.
Well, we need to hang on to the people we have, and there's no doubt that burnout's gonna come into play. I mean, these guys are working hard and are working a lot.
Yeah, even without the snow.
Yeah.
Correct.
Correct.
I mean, year round they do. I mean, it's a great group of men, and they're doing a good job, and we need to do whatever we can to hang on to them. And it means spread the workload out a little farther. It needs to be done.
Well, and this would, correct me if I'm wrong, this would allow you to be more proactive with a lot of the tasks in
Correct.
town, rather than just being reactive with fixing water breaks, fixing sewer issues.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
I would make a motion that we approve the request for additional full-time public works position, additional labor for public works as presented.
I'll second that.
Like we all do.
Stop, you're the commissioner, you can't do it.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye,
Aye.
Thank you, guys.
thank you.
Thank you, Robert.
So, yeah, we'll just have to do a salary amendment in order to get that position
Show it
posted.
vacant. Mhm.
Yep. So, well, we can have that at the next meeting.
Okay. Permission to attend ILMCT Institute and Academy?
So this is just my annual request to attend our Indiana League of Municipal Clerk Treasurer Institute and Academy. This is held in Plainfield every year for, I think this is the first time that they've extended it also to a Sunday, which I'm not looking to go down on Sunday. I'm looking to go down Monday through Thursday. So that's, I put the packet that we received that has the full agenda in there. Meals are covered except for dinners. The hotel is booked at their rate. And then just the cost of attendance. And so I think the total was almost $1,000. And then and that didn't include mileage, but it would just be me attending. And it's not a council week nor a pay week. Usually I have to miss that Monday because of either council or pay. So I'm kind of looking forward to getting the full scope.
I'll make a motion that we approve permission for Shaylee to attend the ILMCT Institute and Academy, for the grand total of $990 plus mileage.
I'll second it.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Expect T-shirts.
We expect you to be
T-shirts?
really smart.
I don't know if they pass out T-shirts, but
No, it's-
sometimes they do.
It's Plainfield, I mean, you know.
So,
All right, wastewater treatment plant improvement discussion.
So Jackson's in the process of putting together a interlocal agreement with Elkhart County and redevelopment and council and everything. So from the preliminary engineering report that Donahue did, they determined that the total cost for a wastewater treatment plant upgrade would be $22.9 million, which is a significant amount of money. So the engineers with Donahue determined that the upgrades could be divided into two separate phases, with Phase 1 being constructed in 2030 and costing around $9.8 million. So part of the reasons that we were looking at these improvements was due to Elkhart County requesting a portion of the town's wastewater treatment capacity so that they could extend sewer to the north to an industrial area on the south side of the toll road near State Road 13 to service that area. Elkhart County Regional Sewer District would maintain these new sanitary sewer lines. The town would only be responsible for treating the sanitary sewer. Elkhart County Redevelopment Commission has considered funding up to $9 million towards a wastewater treatment plant project. And we are requesting consideration of $3.75 million funding from the Middlebury Redevelopment Commission towards the first phase of this project. By allocating the funds towards this project, it would then eliminate the need for a significant rate increase for the users of the town utility. So there's other fundings mechanisms and everything, but if you turn to page 2 in the project funding, or page 2, section 2, it shows what the county funding contributions would be. And so it would go from 2025 to 2032 with a total of $6 million coming out of the State Road 13 TIF district and $3 million coming out of the Middlebury East TIF district. Those are both county TIF districts. So it would be a total of $9 million. And then for the town's TIF districts, there would be money coming from the Elroy TIF and the downtown TIF in 2028, 2029, and 2030. $3 million would come out of the Elroy TIF if we continue with, what's being proposed, and $750,000 would come out of the downtown TIF. So making it a total of $3.75 million. So this is just a draft. It's got to be vetted through Elkhart County Redevelopment Commission, our Redevelopment Commission. Just wanted you to kind of be aware, so that way you know what's being talked about at the Redevelopment Commission. And it will also require approval by Town Council.
Yeah, so it's going to be going, might have a couple tweaks yet to it, but at least the version of this is going to the county redevelopment this Thursday for approval. And if you guys have questions or proposed revisions, I can try to update it before then. Otherwise, we can always send it back and change it as needed before your approval. So, yeah, the big part is obviously who's contributing what. As far as the town is concerned, it's important to also consider, in exchange for the money being granted, we're agreeing to allow them to connect and also, to do the project.
Right.
So that they can connect. So that's the main considerations I see for you in the agreement. Give it a review. Feel free to ask me if you have any questions. I'm happy to discuss.
Did I understand you when we had this discussion earlier? This improvement would need to be done whether we were accepting the waste from the northern part of the county or not. So basically all we're doing is allowing other people to help pay for our project. I think we just need to let the people out there.
At least the first phase.
Yeah.
And it prolongs, when we would actually need to do the next phase. It might be 2035. I don't know exactly when we'll need to make that next step, but there's improvements that need to be made.
Sure. I understand that.
Yep.
I know there's gonna be people out there that are questioning this and saying that we're doing this, because of the county. We're asking their help.
Right.
We're working with them.
Right.
To help them, let them pay us too.
And they need it for what they need. If that project moves forward, they need a place to treat it. Treating wastewater and having a separate plant, it's doable, but then you have manpower, you have that second plant, you have all this extra that comes along with
Really,
that.
it's a win-win for us.
It is,
As a bonus to us, we don't have to increase rates here.
correct.
Mary,
There might be, because we're looking at, costs have increased with treatment,
Yeah, but I mean, not what it would be doing this project by
Correct.
ourselves.
Correct.
That's what I mean.
Correct.
So,
Right.
because our contribution is a percentage of that, much
Right.
lower, keeps us from having to do it on phase one in a larger amount than we would going it on our own.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's, I guess, what I meant.
Yeah, and I mean, we are seeing, like, just like everybody, seeing significant increases, like with NIPSCO rates and all of that. Yeah, it's sticker shock. I try to watch, wastewater is one that I watch pretty close, and normally we're right around 25,000 a month, and I think this month we were at 35,000. So it always jumps in the wintertime though, but that's a lot.
Yeah,
So,
it was still, I mean, and that was just for the plant. That didn't include any of the other stuff. It was
Right.
30,000 alone just for the plant.
Mary, I'm not sure why, but I was trying to remember when we initially talked about this, and maybe I'm just misremembering, but just to clarify, weren't we going to potentially get money from the Elkhart County Regional Sewer District for part of this? Or I know all along they were going to maintain it, but I was thinking that we were going to get, was
They-
it like 5 or 6 million?
it's the Elkhart County Redevelopment Commission. So the Regional Sewer District, they do not have a large pots of
Okay,
money
okay.
at all. I mean,
Because
they're.
they have no TIFs, they have no.
Right.
Right. And their revenue is just based upon the usage and what maintenance cost we think that we're going to have. So that's how those rates are set. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jackson.
Right, and they were gonna apply for funding through SRF, I think, at one
Yeah,
point, but,
The-
which is
it-
still on the table, but.
Yeah, it would be applying first, like through the Indiana Finance Authority, SRF funds. They were also looking at applying for EDA grants. So, I mean, they're working at it from multiple angles, but it's basically Natasha in the Redevelopment Commission of Elkhart County, and I've been helping as I can. So I think it is a win-win.
And I guess, you didn't explicitly state this, but so it's the 60-40 split is the concept, and then with the redevelopment covering about 3.75 million, that leaves the town with 9.25 million to figure out where that money is coming from.
For
And
phase two.
that would be in the second phase.
Yeah.
I think we talked about this before too, but are we in control of any kind of design or implementation equipment or how it's set up or anything like that? I know we talked about it in case we ever assume responsibility for that, so that it would be the way we want it to be.
So we would be, Donahue would probably be our consultant that would do the design of the wastewater treatment plant upgrades.
I'm
But-
talking about what they're connecting.
Up to the north, that is, Commonwealth is designing that for Elkhart County Redevelopment Commission. The Regional Sewer District is a separate board. And, I mean, I serve on that board. I'm the county commissioner's liaison for that. So I don't see that ever happening. I mean, if they would ever want to dedicate it to the town, they would need to bring it up to our standards.
Well, I'm talking like,
50
30,
years from
40,
now?
50 years from now, if the town expands out.
Yeah, the way, I guess the expansion is one question. What I was gonna say was, basically, they're gonna be treated as one connecting entity. And everything, the system beyond that is all their responsibility to maintain, based on the rates that they charge their individual customers. We just charge them as one
Right.
One entity.
one customer, and that's going to be based on their usage pursuant to our existing sewer use and rate ordinance. They will be getting in-town rates as part of the whole
The package deal.
And I guess for reference, I think the regional sewer district did something similar with Napanee. So there's an existing contract that would probably look decently like that, is the idea. And I can maybe pull that for you and send it around so everyone can see it too, because that's going to be sort of part of this, is that we're going to agree to something like this
And,
to allow for
yeah, so
connection.
the regional sewer
seen that
district
before.
currently has an agreement with Napanee, they have an agreement with Elkhart, and they have an agreement with White Pigeon.
I think you sent us the Napanee one,
Yeah.
I may have
I
a
remember
while
reading,
back.
I remember reading the Napanee one.
because you want to poke your eyes out after.
Yeah.
I think, I think Carl's question was, the way that we designed the expansion.
Yeah.
We have control over that based on what the needs and requirements are. So like, we can't just go, hey, let's do it like this, right? Because there are obviously municipal guidelines for how you design it, equipment use or whatever. But whether a certain vendor or one over for the parts, that's us. When we do the expansion, that would be us.
Right.
I imagine as annexation, I can't remember off the top of my head, if that's addressed in that kind of connection agreement like that Napanee has, you know, if we annex parcels along the line,
Do we pick them up?
what does that look like? I think that would probably be addressed in there. If not,
Seems
it
like
would
it
probably
was.
be something similar to dedicating if we annexed a subdivision who had a private road in it, and then they were gonna dedicate it to town, it'd have to be up to town standards before we
Right,
accept the
Before we
dedication.
accepted it. Okay. So same thing would be
Well, that-
true with the sewer line.
We don't want a
Well, I'd wanna
situation
confirm
like we
that,
have
but yeah.
now with most of the town where we don't know where stuff is and.
No, correct, I
That's
understand,
right.
yeah. But we have, I think we would have the ability to say, yeah, we can only accept that once you bring it up to the town.
Right, if it's
panel.
built into the contract, that
Yeah, we gotta
it
make
has
sure
to be
it's in
brought up
there.
to, like you said, our standards. that-
Before we, yeah,
Whatever those standards are at that
Right.
time.
Part of that,
Right.
though, it's a little harder to know
right,
20 years down the line.
Yeah.
Well, a road on surface is easy to know, but
right.
good documentation when they put it in, maybe that part of that
Which-
is document
A lot more of that
record
is
sharing
thought
between the
of
two.
now than it was in the past.
Is this contract binding even if that project does not go through? Like, would we still get money from the county if
What project?
if the regional sewer district doesn't end up panning out? Like, if they stop it or if they,
They're giving us this money in exchange for them being able to connect. If they don't ever connect, that's on them, I'd say
Right.
at that point.
that's kind of what I was
Yeah,
wondering.
that's what you were.
That was my
alluding
understanding.
Trying to clarify that this money is coming, no hands tied.
to. Right.
And I think that there's a meeting this month, I don't remember the exact date and time, but there's a meeting this month with all the owners, business owners up there. They're actually having the meeting here, so just to see how everybody's feeling now. A year ago, it was sticker shock with what it was going to cost. So they're trying to work through some stuff.
Week.
I know.
We can tell them, just like everything else, it's not gonna get cheaper in the future.
It's not.
And would construction start in 2030 or is that like the design and things start moving in 2030?
I'm hoping that within the next 6 months, we'll have an agreement to bring forward from Donahue and Associates for the design. We estimated, I think it was $1.5 million. I don't know where it's gonna be for sure.
And
but
this covers for the design, this 9.8, sorry, had to look at the number.
Yep.
They've already appropriated 1.5 for design, I think, or maybe
We just have no agreement,
okay.
so I've not pushed forward.
Subject to
and-
an agreement, probably.
Right. So, I haven't pushed forward. I like
And if
to,
you,
yeah, I'd like to know where the money's coming
wanna-
from.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
yeah, if you want to do a special or executive session to dig into any of these details, just let me know, I guess. But you have a draft of this, and then you can recirculate the Napanee one for reference if you like, and, yeah.
There's a lot to this. I think it's been in the process since about either 2019 or 2020. It's, there's been a lot of research done on this, so a lot of work. So,
All righty.
thank you.
Additional item for Yoder Ainsley for representation as
Yeah.
far as in court.
So, the county and the town of Middlebury were named as co-defendants in a condemnation action for the US 20 project. NDOT is in their process for getting rights of way, is needing to use an eminent domain on a parcel, so we normally just appear, and in this particular action, we don't have, neither the county nor the town have a significant interest given the circumstances, at least anticipated at this point. It's all sort of speculative.
Where is this located?
This would be the Dollar General.
That
Heritage.
whole strip, or?
Well, it must
A
be something,
portion
yeah, it must be
of
something right along the
It's
the
right at
right-of-way.
that corner, right?
They're
somewhere?
expanding their right-of-way a little bit
Yeah.
on the corner.
So why are we just not negotiating with them? Why are?
We're not, this
We're
is,
not doing
this is the
that.
state.
Right, I
We're a
understand.
defendant in this because we're being named because we have an easement that they're taking.
Right, but why can't we settle this outside of court?
Where it's not us.
It's not a
settle it.
town.
Not the subject of their course of
Yeah,
action.
we're co-defendants with the landowner. We're on the same side, technically speaking.
Yeah.
That makes any sense.
I was just trying to figure out
Yeah.
why we need to go to court, but,
Well,
or why do we need to,
yeah, we're,
a part of that litigation or
Sure, so-
that suit.
yeah, the reason we're named is that we have a public utility easement that will be part of the land that is taken as part of the expansion. But the idea, and Mary can correct me if I'm wrong, is that we already use the state's right-of-way, or will be, as part of this utility relocation.
So again, if we have part of that, why aren't we just renegotiating something and saying, we're either going to surrender the easement, or we're going to, settle
Right.
on a cost or something, so.
Yeah, that's because they are,
If it's such an insignificant.
right, and really all I'm doing is just appearing to say, for that purpose, is to say, yeah, we're
We're good.
good. It's basically, we want to appear so we receive judicial notices. We don't want judges being angry for not appearing at some hearing or something it's just mainly to stay in touch. We're not
There's no dog in that hunt.
planning at this
Right.
point to do anything. That could change in the future if
Right.
circumstances change for some reason, not anticipated, but that's the idea.
Just feels like something we could have negotiated with the state and stayed out of court, I guess.
Yeah, and it really doesn't have anything to do between.
I guess it's just the cost of sending somebody for representation. so-
Yeah, I think that, it's the owner, like, refusing to sign paperwork outside of a court
Drags
room.
us in on
And it,
that.
because we have that easement on that land, it drags us
So we don't
into
really
it.
have a choice.
So there's, yeah.
If we don't appear,
Yeah,
we
part-
could rile a judge, then we could not have any judicial notices. We'd not know what's going on going forward. We'd be in the dark.
And that's sort of an operation of the law, like the condemnation law. You basically have to notify everybody with an interest in the land.
Right.
All the mortgagers will have notice, anybody, whether they have a dog in the fight or not, other than we have, if you could take it.
Right.
So we can't just vacate the easement and step out of this suit or?
It'll
this-
take
this
more
action?
time, more of Jackson's time to vacate than it would.
Then it would to just approve.
And we have water and sewer there, so why would we vacate?
Right.
But
Because,
we're gonna have to move it anyways, right?
and the state's paying for that.
Okay.
Right.
So that's
So
what,
we vacated us, state goes, fine, you move it.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, it feels like sometimes we pay for stuff that it doesn't feel like we should be paying for, but
Yeah.
in this instance, because we're part of the suit, I guess we have to. I was just trying to avoid paying, additional costs.
yeah, and I understand. Somebody's got to show, and Jackson is the best suited.
Sure.
You can go.
No, I'm not saying, I guess I was just looking for options, so, but it sounds like there aren't any options.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and
Okay.
the state's paying us between $9 and $10 million to relocate our utilities, and those
Okay.
utilities are old and they need to be replaced
Okay.
anyway, and I think we're getting a very, very good deal out of this.
Okay.
In
all
this
right.
case, we'd be stepping over $1 to pick up a dime.
Okay, all right. Thank you for the clarification.
All right. The BSNA,
Yep,
Oh,
Parker
wait,
is here.
Point of order. Do we need to give him permission to?
Yeah, just
So we need
order, I guess approve the joint rep letter.
Well, I'll make a motion
Representation.
that we approve the joint representation letter that Jackson presented.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right.
Mike?
Sorry about that.
Aye.
Aye. Sorry, I'm still writing joint rep.
Hey, good evening, everybody. Thank you guys for having me here.
Yep.
I've got my laptop. Is it over-
Yep.
set up over there?
I can plug you in. I think we can plug and play, but
All right.
we'll see what happens.
TV on that wall. They can display stuff. TV on that wall so people can display stuff. In the next hall.
Yes, perfect.
Can I like interject a couple of things?
Sure.
That I just thought about. So we did meet with Ancon Construction about this building. I wasn't sure if I had emailed anybody or let you know, but we did meet with them. And they're going to give us cost options of, possibly doing a renovation. They did look at this wall. They've got the structural report for that. And then possibly looking at what it would cost for a new build, just like you had asked. So there's that going on. I am finding it very difficult for when I have meetings back here and we have people coming in to either pay their bill or give a donation for the wall. They're excited. We're excited. I don't want that excitement to go away, but I can't focus and have a conversation back here at this table. So Public Works is going to be putting in a door
Okay. At
right
the end
out
of the
here.
hall right here.
Yeah, it's going to cost about $600, but to be able to focus in a meeting when you need to really focus, it's not just me. There's other ones that are struggling with it too. So I just wanted to let you know that change will be coming.
Long overdue.
Yeah, it is long overdue. But yeah.
Well, thank you guys for having me here tonight. The purpose of me coming,
Forgive me, what's your name?
my name's Parker Bright. I'm with
Parker.
Boyce Systems /BSNA.
Thank you, Parker.
Yes. But the reason I wanted to come up and present in front of you guys tonight is to be able to show you our new cloud software. I believe you guys have seen the quotes for that and kind of had some questions on cost. And, from your perspective, it's very hard to spring for something that you don't even know what it does. So the first part of this will be a presentation of our software, just real high level, what's in it, what's important to you guys, what does it mean for your residents. And then once we are done with that demo, I'm sure you guys will have plenty of questions. So I'm happy to answer questions and cover anything on the proposal. With me in the meeting, I have got Matt Anastasia. He is one of our solutions engineers. And then Steve Bryan, who is actually my boss and fairly new to the company. So just kind of wanted to sit in and listen in. So Matt, I will let you take it away from there if you can hear me. And he can't.
You're muted.
Oh, that's why. Well, Matt, you just missed my lovely introduction of you. And I thought you could hear me the whole time. So I've introduced you. I let him know why we're doing this demo. So if you just want to hop right in, that'd be great. You're on mute.
Great. Good evening, everybody. I'm going to share my screen, and if you can just let me know that you can see my screen,
I think we got it.
We can see your screen,
can everybody
Matt.
see? Okay. Okay, sounds good. So what we're going to kind of go over real quick is a quick overview of what the system's going to look like. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit different than what you're currently using, but it's going to be really around making your staff's job more efficient, but also minimizing all of the kind of manual processes that are currently probably happening. So we'll go through an overview. We'll also look at the resident portal on what that would look like for a resident coming in to make a utility bill payment, for example, just to kind of get some looks and feels of what it's going to encompass. So once everyone in the system does log in, there is going to be multi-factor authentication that can be done via text, email. If you have single sign-on, you can use that as well, or even Duo Mobile if they have those type of mobile authenticators. So once every employee logs in, they're going to have their own specific user, and then they're going to come to this dashboard or homepage. So everyone is going to see the same similar screen, but these dashboards that are going to be taking up the majority of the screen are going to be customized by them as a user for the information that they're going to want to see. So whether their role is utility billing, whether the role is going to be in finance, they're going to be able to customize this based on their security role to show the information that they want to see pertinent to their job role. So across the top is going to be the menu bar, and then just below it is a navigational bar. This navigational bar is going to house all of the modules that you were going to have as a city or a town. But if you don't have them, they won't show up. Also, if you don't have security access to them, each user will not see that either. They can be pinned across the top as a simple toolbar, or if you do like a little bit more of a navigation tree, you can pin that off on the left-hand side, so that it gives you a little bit more of a list view for access. There's going to be different ways to navigate throughout the system, so I do like to keep this unpinned to utilize more of the screen for the workspace. So as we start on the top, where the logo is, this is going to be your town's logo. This would be your home button. So this is going to bring everyone back to this main page at any point in time, simply by just clicking on the logo. As we move towards the middle, this is going to be the easier way to navigate throughout the system, and this is going to be your global search bar. So because it is going to be one database, you're going to be able to navigate through each of the modules simply by just starting to type in keywords or key phrases, even account numbers. So if I want to navigate over to utility billing accounts, for example, I can just simply type that in. It's going to open up the utility billing account screens without having to load another module or log in. If I then want to navigate over to AP and look at our vouchers, you can simply just still type in, and you're going to be able to then navigate over directly into the accounts payable module. What is going to be nice when you have all your information kind of in this system, you can also then search the system. As you can see right now, there's about 16,000 items that are going to be viewed. But if you do know something you're looking for, you can then continue to search in, and it's going to search on the vendor name, the description, even the invoice number, simply by using those keywords that you're using within the module now as well. So now not only can you use the global search, but you can also search within the module to really use and find the data as quick as you possibly can without having to navigate around. So once you do have these list views up, what is going to be customized by the users are going to be the views. So you're going to be able to see that you can sort each of these columns by simply clicking on the top of the columns. You can also drag and drop so users can customize where and how the columns are viewed. They can also manage the types of columns that they're seeing. If they want to see different information, they can customize all of this. And every column is going to have a little filter icon, so it's going to be able to be filtered down to find your information even quicker. The newest and nice part of the cloud is actually the use of, once these are all configured and filtered in a way that the user wants, you're going to be able to then save them as a workspace. So what these workspaces are essentially running reports interactively on the screen. So not taking time to go run a report, find it, and print it. They're going to be able to then go in and just make a workspace. So for example, this workspace is just a workspace ready for payment. So this is all invoices that are ready for payments, utilizing configurations and filters. The same is going to be this used for utility billing accounts. Every module is going to have its own ability to have workspaces for every user. So you can just quickly start a workspace and show everybody that has an outstanding balance or an inactive account that does have a balance. So these are going to be very useful for all the users that are in here daily doing those tasks and not having to run constant reports. So then as we go through and we are working on working across the top here, so we're going to run reports for anything in the system here. So at any point, you can go to any module within the system. Next to that is going to be the quick actions. So these user-defined quick actions are going to allow you to navigate to any task at any point, and each user will be able to customize these however they would like. Next to that is going to be my favorite portion of this is actually the favorites. So you're going to be able to have any user add a current view to their favorites. So if it's a specific task, record, account, they can add them to their favorites, and they're going to be able to manage those items and save them into folders and even subfolders for quick access with one click of a button to take them directly into that portion. The next few are going to be the activities tab. So these are going to be your activity streams showing all the reports a user ran, the processes, and if there's approvals for electronic workflows that are set up for AP invoices, for example, or timesheets. These are going to show up here for every user that has the anything waiting out for them to approve. It's going to give them a summary of the information. It's going to link that record, but also allow them to take action and approve or deny. Next to that is the bell icon. So these are going to be notifications consisting of alerts and reminders. Reminders are going to be similar to staff having anything on Outlook that's maybe reminders to do stuff and work in the system. You can set them up as a workflow that reminds multiple users, a single user, and they can also be set for recurring basis to just do simple tasks within the system without having to utilize Outlook for those. The alerts are going to be a little bit different, and these are going to be alerting users on specific tasks or actions that are happening on a record. So as you can see here are some examples, some checks that are exceeding a certain threshold, employee birthdays. You can set it up for almost any action on any record within the system and alert multiple users or singular users. And the last is going to be the messaging tab. This is going to allow users in the system to be able to chat with each other, very similar to an instant message, or they're going to be able to tag other users if they have questions on specific records. It will then link that record, allowing them to go directly into the record without having to navigate out. One thing to note, because this is going to be a cloud system, all of these notifications, reminders, and alerts or messages can be text or emailed to individuals if they're out in the field, out of the office, so that they're notified of any of those situations. Lastly, on this bar is going to be the My Account settings. So these are going to be your module and user specific settings that every user is going to be able to customize based on what they want to see and how they want to see it. The News tab, this is going to consist of any news coming from BSNA or Voice. That's going to be any type of office closures for holidays, but also any webinars or trainings that are being posted with registration links, as those are going to be free to all users. And those are usually around modules, or they could be around 1 year annual type tasks that you may not remember how to do, 1099s, W-2s. So those are going to be sent with the ability to register for those as well. And then lastly, on the bottom is going to be this question mark. This is going to be the resource center for all users. So the system will no longer have to be updated manually or backed up. And with those updates, they're going to happen on the 1st and the 15th of every month. And the release notes will be posted here. That's going to notify everybody of any changes or enhancements to every module that has been made for that update. The Show Me How is going to be a series of product walkthroughs for each of the modules or different tasks that is constantly going to be updated, but you're also going to have 24/7 access to this as a user if you do have something that's has an urgent question. The training calendar is going to be those same news releases for webinars and trainings, but it's going to give you a more robust calendar on a quarterly basis of what's happening in the next few months. And then lastly is the introduction of AI into the system. This has been just recently released to all users. And this is the use of an AI chatbot that you've probably seen on other websites, but it's going to allow you to ask the system questions. It's going to search our system, but also the support system for any time any other user maybe has asked that question. And then it's going to give you a step-by-step process of that question. So just for an example, I ran one that says, how do I run a utility billing cycle? And it's going to give you a step-by-step of how to do that process in case something happens. You can't get a hold of support right away. Now that won't happen. Support is very quick to get back, but this is going to allow you to have really 24/7, 365 access to some type of support with the tasks. Now, if it doesn't answer the question or you need additional support, you can create a support case directly through the chat, and it will log the chat as well so that they're aware of what you're asking and how your the answers have come back. And then the last thing on kind of an overview of the system right now is these main dashboards. As I mentioned, users are going to be able to customize these. They're also going to be able to be shared across the organization. So if multiple roles want to see the same information, they're going to be able to create one dashboard shared across the system. This main one is just kind of giving you an overview of what can be on this screen. So this first one is just showing your current year budget that has expenditures with 50% more or spent throughout the year. Say you have the information and you need to have more detail on this specific account. Now those list views that you were seeing are going to have the ability to come in here and see all of the detail directly on the main screen. So everyone can see all the pertinent information for them without having to navigate into different modules. This is just showing another ability, since it is going to be one system and that's not separate siloed systems, is this is pulling from cash receipting. So you're going to be able to have information from multiple modules as well, all on one screen without having to go into and log into multiple modules. And then lastly, you're going to be able to view and show your data in charts and graphs. So simply what this is showing you right now is your current budget versus actual by fund. And then you can also have it as going to be interactive. You can print these charts if you need to maybe put them into external reports. You can screenshot them if you need to make them a little bit more scalable. But then for the user, they're going to be able to drill into each fund as well. So you can simply click on it. It will drill down into the department level, and then you can even drill down into your appropriation level as well. So it's going to be able to have a lot of information. It's going to make it more efficient to find the information than having individual modules that you're going to be getting. As I mentioned, they're going to be also role specific if you would like. You can have unlimited dashboards. So maybe you have a utility billing dashboard, for example. This is going to be a lot of information, but it's really just to show you all the information and different types of ways to see your data without having to really navigate anywhere. Because every time somebody logs in, they would be seeing this information directly on their screen. There any questions on that overview or anything that I've kind of discussed, and then I can kind of show the resident portal and then get into any other questions if you have any.
No questions right now, Matt. You can jump into the resident portal.
Okay, great. So the BSNA Online Resident Portal is something that can be posted on your websites or even in bills. And this is going to allow residents to go out and find utility bill payments, or even if you have accounts receivable, they can have invoice payments. So what they're going to have is the ability to log in and create their own username if they would like. And as a resident, they're going to have the ability, based on how you've customized this, the ability to go in and pay any type of bill, whether it's a utility bill or any other type. They can search for their record, so they're going to be able to search by account number, their name, address, or even parcel number. This can also be customized by you on what you want them to be able to search for their account by. And once they go in and search whether their name or account, they're going to find their addresses, and then they're going to be able to go to the record. Once they load their record, what they'll be able to do as they've created a login is they're going to have the ability to favorite that address to their account. So they'll no longer have to search for the account. They'll be able to just log in, and it will always be there for them on their resident account. They're going to see all of their account information that you would see on your admin side. So they're going to see all of their customer information. They're going to see their current bill that could be due with previous amounts, and then their current penalties with then their full total amount due. They'll also see a history of their account. So they're going to see all of their payments that they've made. They'll also see every bill that's been generated for that account, with the ability to also print current bills and past bills. And then there's also having the ability to have more of a usage chart in case they want to kind of see how their usage trends are. They can download and print that original bill to whether they want to bring it in, or if they want to pay, they simply are just going to go in and pay now. It's going to ask them, do they want to pay in full? If they do, they just simply check that. If they don't, they can enter the amount that they want to pay. And they're also able to schedule Friday, for example. When they go in to make a payment, in their account, they're going to be able to save credit cards, they can save debit cards, bank account information. They're going to have their amount due. It's also going to have a checkbox if they want to enable automatic payments. So that would be something set up where they're going to say, I want to have auto pay on the due date. So they can check that box and it's going to use the current payment method that is being used for this specific payment. As they submit it, it's also going to ask them, do they want to enroll in auto pay? One thing also, it's not only credit cards and debit cards or auto pay, it can also be Google Pay, Apple Pay. They can text to pay. There's also going to be an IVR phone number that they're going to be able to call in if they want to pay. So there's multiple ways for residents to pay their bill, really eliminating them having to call you if you're taking payments over the phone today. They're going to have a phone number that you're going to be able to give them to take payments. So one thing that is nice with BS&A Online Payments that's going to be integrated with the system. So this person has just made that payment for the $642.61. And if I do navigate back into our system that you're going to have, and I go into this individual's account, it's all going to be in real time, where you're going to be able to see that that person has made their payment. So it's all integrated in real time. You're not only going to be able to see that payment instantly, they're also going to be able to see that payment in their account on the history. So it's all one system, and it allows you to have full transparency with your resident, and they're going to be able to see their records and manage their payment types, really eliminating any use of your staff if you had current maybe ACHs that are being manually uploaded. Are there any questions on the payment portal?
I have a question, but I also know the answer because I've seen the demo. So this is
She's asking
cheating,
for
but
the
this is
dummies.
also just,
Yeah.
I'll let you explain. Does this combine multiple residencies or multiple different locations into one account? So,
So you're asking if somebody is the owner of multiple addresses?
correct.
So they would be able to then go out and grab and put all of their addresses into their account. And we're currently in the process of being able to then take all those. Maybe they have 4, as you saw that Alan Smith had 4 addresses. And we're in the process of being able to implement and say, we want to pay all 4 of those bills all at one time, all under one account. So if Alan Smith is the example, he would be able to pull all these accounts into his main login information. The payment side is currently in the process of having what they're considering a cart. So that's in the process of development to where that person would then be able to take 4 bills all at one time, add them to the cart and make the payment.
Parker has a comment too. Hold on.
Yeah, and let's just say, oh, that is loud. Let's just say Alan here is actually a pretty savvy consumer, and he can actually just go online and go paperless, and he can get sent one email with all of his accounts instead of 5 or 6 separate different bills.
Back to you, Matt.
Yeah. If there's, I mean, that's in the process to be able to add the cart. The paperless is the opportunity to then be able to have, one bill that has all 4 accounts on it as well. And more of like a landlord bill if that's the case.
Do you know information regarding your cybersecurity and how you are keeping this information safe?
It is PCI compliant. I do know that. Parker, do you have any more information on the payment side?
As far
Sorry.
as cybersecurity goes, this is hosted in Microsoft Azure. So we have to follow all of Microsoft's rules when it comes to security and compliance. And trust me, they are very secure.
Back to you, Matt.
Yeah, I guess that we can open up to more questions if you had them. I mean, Parker wanted me to kind of hit just an overview and then portal. So if there are questions regarding that, or anything else you want to see as far as the system is concerned, I can answer those.
So the question that I would have was it last year or the year before that Microsoft and Amazon suffered that outage or that down? So would something like that affect you guys?
So that particular outage. Thank you. That particular outage did not affect us. We were aware of the issue, but it was not hitting any of our core services, so we did not go down at all.
Okay, thank you.
What about the other week when Outlook was having issues? That was strictly an Outlook thing, I think.
Oh. My Outlook's always messed up, so I couldn't tell a difference. But yeah, I mean, I think our uptime is like 99%, 99.9, so it's always running. Any other questions I can answer for you guys?
So I noticed in the contract, and Shaylee, maybe you can help answer this. So we're currently with Boyce, correct?
Correct.
So in the last few years, have there been, I assume, increases, annual increases? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, on this new contract, it can be as much as a 5% increase or CPI tied to the CPI index. So have you guys used that in the last several years? Are we expecting increases?
So yes, pretty typically from the BSNA side of the house, you will have yearly increases. I can say with Boyce, in the past, we've actually been assessing 8 and 10% increases, so these are lower than what you were experiencing with Boyce.
I have a question about the training fee, the $28,175 training fee.
Yes.
That's on top of the first year fee of $41,035?
Yes, so with training, training is billed at the very end, and it is billed for what you use. So you may not be billed that full amount if you don't use all of the training that we give you.
And we get billed if we do have Boyce come here on site, which we have had them do before. I've had people on site twice when I first started to help me assist with utility billing. So in my opinion, that's nothing different. This is just training, obviously, for new software, so it's going to take a little bit longer than just one day of training. And they're training more of us, but.
And we will be here on site for that. No virtual training.
May we just say thank you for waiving your mitigation service fee. We appreciate that. So I know me in particular, I'm having a little bit of sticker shock here. And I know we've liked working with Boyce and I assume BSNA. I'm not necessarily looking for you to bash your competitors, but how do you, I guess, tell me, because we haven't obviously gotten any quotes from any of your competitors, but how do you guys compare with like Springbrook and Edmunds and Edna Solutions? And I mean, I guess tell me the difference between you guys and them. I guess unless you want to bash them, but
Yeah, no, absolutely. And this is just purely how I see it. Software is software. Springbrook does provide a great product that is a true cloud software. Some of the rest of them claim to be cloud softwares. They're not necessarily truly cloud. It's an on-prem server that they've thrown in the cloud and said, oh, here it is. But ultimately, the biggest difference for us is our presence in Indiana. I mean, Boyce has been in business for over 100 years, and the state has been, our authority. We work very closely with the State Board of Accounts. If they ever make a recommendation, we make it mandatory in our system. And those other players just don't know Indiana like we do, and they're not here. That if they understood the market and they were happy to be here, you would see people that would use Springbrook or maybe Tyler, but it doesn't really exist in the market today.
thank you, appreciate that.
Anything else I can answer for you guys?
I'm good.
I don't have anything.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. I really appreciate
you.
We appreciate yours, Parker, yours and Matt's time in the presentation. We appreciate that.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys. I appreciate it, and you guys all have a great night.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess I'll leave.
Thank
the
you, Matt.
laptop for you guys.
Yeah, well, yeah, we'll make use of it.
You want your laptop back, or?
You gotta come wipe it, but we'll
Thank
make use
you.
of it.
Down that hallway you came in on the right.
Thank you, Parker.
Yes, thank you guys. You all have a good night.
My biggest problem is I don't know the difference between that and the old one. I don't.
Well, if you ever want to come by my office, I will gladly
I don't
show
think
you
I
our
need that
current
kind of internet.
programs.
Would you say one of the biggest things is the billing?
One of the biggest things is that it's all combined. I don't have to log into 4 different things every day and have them open and then have everybody yell at me at the end of the day to get out of them so that they can do a backup. That literally almost every day somebody's like, hey, can you get out of funds so I can do a backup? Anytime Shanda cuts checks, she has to do a backup first. When we do billing, we do probably 7 different backups. So trying to do anything on the day that billing is going on is next to impossible because it's a constant, hey, can you get out? And then you're stopping in the middle of whatever you were doing or looking at, logging completely out, letting her do a backup, then you can log back in. But like that, you have to rerun all these reports, whatever it was you were looking at, pull up that customer. And again, now you're getting interrupted again.
So as long as 2 of you in there, one of you can't finish necessarily.
Correct. Yep. If there's more than one person logged in during a backup, it cannot be done.
And right now, those backups at the end of the day, we take off-site,
Correct.
right? Because that's our only security.
That is correct.
Where these, it updates every 2 minutes, if I read the information right, automatically. And so whether somebody forgets to do anything or whatever, it's just done,
Correct.
right? So currently, some of the billing options that we have now for residents, that this would give us, we don't have now.
Correct, because we cannot take credit card on site. The only credit card payment is through Invoice Cloud or debit card, credit debit, which I'm not familiar enough with that system to know if they do Apple Pay or Google Play Pay or whatever Android's Apple Pay equivalent is. Invoice Cloud does still allow for recurring payments. It does let you see a bill, but their bill does not quite show all the details, quite like the bills that we mail out, for whatever reason. But, so like if somebody has, for instance, Westlake, if you look at your Invoice Cloud bill, you'll see that the $20 is added, but you won't see where or why. So if you have any other charges on your account, that bill does not reflect that. It does in the grand total, but it doesn't itemize it out.
Doesn't proportion out what each piece is for.
Correct. And we can get that changed through Invoice Cloud because I did reach out to them to see, but of course they will charge us a fee for that.
And so for those that do current, enjoy online, bill pay or whatever, whether they do it through First Aid or whatever, this system handles all of that. You can set the recurring payments or not, but it works with the systems that are out there now.
Correct. Which, like that, I mean, the bank still will take payments. We're not going to tell people they can't pay here. It'll be nice because we'll have an option to take payments here. So we'll kind of have more like a point of sale option, because right now we can't do that. We don't take payments over the phone. I would not like to do that even with that.
Well, they won't need to with this system.
You're right, and like that, we can't take credit cards anyway, so you're gonna have to log into Invoice Cloud and do all of that. I just think it will definitely kind of bring us another step forward, personally, when it does come to payments, and like that, it's instantly applied to their account. There's no waiting until, if you make a payment on Invoice Cloud, I'm not exactly sure what time it cuts off, but it generates a file that we upload the next morning. So if you make a payment today, it won't get reflected on your account until the following day. Or like that, if you make it on a Friday, after that cutoff time, it's not happening until Monday.
Monday, whereas this is,
Where this would be literally instant.
And you're gonna eliminate a lot of people getting in their cars and driving and taking payments somewhere.
Correct. Yep. And when, I always hate it when people come here and they are expecting to be able to pay with a credit card and we can't do it. It's frustrating, and sometimes I know even when it comes to like cemetery plots, that's another big issue, where people have to either go get cash or figure out how to write a check for it.
So that could be implemented into this as well.
That is correct. We can implement other fees, including park rentals, and things of that nature.
Anything.
Yep. Anything that we charge for, we could create an invoice for it through that and have them pay it.
Paid online.
So, like I said, I think there's a lot more advantages. I'm not saying, again, that our current system isn't good, because it is good. It does what we need it to do and has done what we needed to do since we got it, I believe, in 2015. Probably. But like he said, there are no more manual updates, which sometimes those are really easy to fall behind on because it comes through in an email like, hey, we're sending out this update. Now you have to log in to Boyce's website, go download it, make sure it goes to the server so that it actually updates everybody's and not just the one on your computer, which is always a fun thing when that happens. And then, again, I think I went through one day because payroll updated obviously for the new year with the tax rates and things. So they updated the table. So I did that and I looked and I was like, our utility billing hadn't been updated. It was so far behind. I'm sure the last time it got updated probably was when we changed rates, when they made sure it was on the correct version. But how many versions in between then and now was kind of surprising that we hadn't run into issues because it wasn't on the most updated one.
But this old one's going away eventually anyway, right?
It's not necessarily going away. They're just not going to advance it any longer. Boyce was working on it on their own cloud-based, but since they've now partnered with BSNA, they will no longer move forward on their cloud-based. They'll still provide support for our current system. They will still provide updates as needed, like that. If you've got payroll, obviously they're usually updating each year and whatever other updates they do, but they're not necessarily going to be advancing it, if that makes sense.
Right. So what you got now is what you're gonna have in
Correct.
5 years.
Correct. Minus those
With the
few.
old system.
Yep.
With the current system.
Correct. It's gonna look the same. It's gonna lay out the same.
Log into
It's just.
4 different things or
Yep.
5 different things, yeah.
Which, most of that's only a me problem because I access all of the things. Shanda usually is only in fund. Gretchen's usually only in utilities, but, Shanda has access to utilities if she needs it. I have access to utilities. I'm the only one that has assets on my computer. Just because, again, there's not really a need for anybody else, but. Yep, and they were kind of saying with the workflows and things, we can get access to all the different departments. So like that, if they need to check off time cards, they can do that through the system. Or if they've got work orders to complete. Again, I'm not sure if we'll get that module right away, since we don't currently have anything like that, so I don't want to dive in and drown. But it gives us that opportunity to be able to build and continue to build on it.
So correct me if I'm wrong, this new system, they'll hold all the data, they'll hold everything. We will no longer back up to Atlas IT or anything.
That is correct.
So, and I know we can all.
It won't
sit
be on
here-
our server any longer.
Yeah, we can sit here and say what ifs also, if they were subject to a ransomware or something, or then we're kind of out of luck because they're holding all the information and data and everything.
Yes and no, because that puts it in their court to pay that ransom or deal with the feds.
Right, but
So
until
it saves us probably millions of dollars.
Until it's
The data can
settled,
still be-
we're locked out of the system, so.
Potentially,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
But again, like they said, they're backing up to Microsoft servers, so it probably even then goes to Microsoft.
Redundancy. Okay, okay.
would be my
Be interesting
assumptions.
to know that security.
I'm not very versed in cybersecurity, unfortunately, or fortunately, I'm just not a geek that way to understand it all. I mean, I know it happens and I've heard the horror stories, but most of the time it's always recovered.
Well, my business was affected by the Amazon, Microsoft, and we were down for at least a day and a half.
Sure.
So, that's why I asked that
Yeah,
question, is
makes
how
sense.
is their reliance on those organizations or those companies and
Correct.
and their systems, so.
Would we have an option on something like that for a hard backup if we needed it, or if we decided to do that?
I would not think so, but again, I'm not fully sure, on
Just
how all that works when it is in the cloud. I would assume not, because like that, it's backed up instantly on its own. So I wouldn't think that there's any way. I mean, it'd be like going to your iCloud backup on your phone and
Yeah.
Do we know who their iCloud, is it AWS? Is it Amazon Web Services?
Microsoft, he said. Sorry, I didn't turn the TV off, sorry.
Thing was looking at me. So, yeah, I don't know, it looks like a shiny new mousetrap.
So, I mean, again, you're welcome to stop by my office anytime.
We didn't budget for this, correct?
It's there.
It's there, okay, so.
Yeah, I anticipated it. And a good portion of it, because of the utilities, can be paid from water and sewer as well. So it doesn't all have to come out of general fund.
Okay.
We do split it, I think a third, and a third currently with voice. So I would anticipate kind of doing the same thing here,
Just more.
just more.
Just more. Sounds like it would make things much easier to,
More.
at least looking at their demonstration, to navigate through it and work together with everybody else.
When I look at it, I feel overwhelmed because it's a lot of information, and like that, when you start to search and to have everything that comes up in there, it's a little frightening. I know though that you can narrow that down and say, well, if I'm looking in things for fund, I can search strictly in fund. As I start to type, I can tell it, this is where I want it to search. But I mean, the capabilities of it is where it feels overwhelming. Like it can do a lot, but it's an exciting, overwhelming, looking at it like that, it does make me nervous. Any software change would make me nervous. But
But certainly much more efficient.
correct, yep.
More like your brain does.
I don't know about that.
Well, you're doing one thing and you're thinking,
Correct.
this is also attached to this, but it's
True.
over here. And
True, yep,
instead of operating out of a file folder, this is what you got in front of you.
right, and
And you have the right person in the spot to lead you through all of this transition. I can say that with 100% confidence. She does an excellent job. We've got an excellent team back there. If we're gonna do a change, we need to do it. Because these are big steps.
Big one.
It is. I know it's a lot of money, but we can either stay in the past or we can move along with how everything's going.
Like someone said a little bit ago, nothing ever gets cheaper either.
Yeah.
Right.
yeah, exactly, that mitigation fee will not be waived for forever. But, and again, we'd have that no matter what, if we did switch to any other software. I know I'm getting cold calls because they know Indiana's being in this whole BSNA voice thing, so I'm getting lots of cold calls. And I'm asking them questions that they won't answer without me sitting through an hour-long demo. Which I'm not saying I'm opposed to that, but right now, I just think, kind of like he was saying, you might be comparing apples, but Macintosh and Granny Smiths are definitely two different apples.
There's a lot of claims by some of the other software companies that they're just not able to meet, at least reading.
Correct.
Reading into those.
Correct.
so.
And some might offer a really good system for A, B, and C, but not for D and E. And I know it's always a struggle to find one software that can do it all. I was in the middle of the software change at my last job. I didn't stay for the end of it, but I sat through all the demos. And it was a big fight between HR and finance as to what software system to go to, because this one was really good for this, but it wasn't as good for this. And this one worked for them, but not for them. And since I deal with all of it, I totally understand the pull of both sides. But also trying to integrate software isn't cheap either. So when you have those two different softwares and trying to integrate them together, you're getting fees from both parties to talk to each other, and sometimes it doesn't work. So,
And that's where I ran into is some of these, the ease of adaptation was hugely, tremendously high versus the cost. And then, vice versa, you had super ease of adoption, but you're paying certainly
Correct.
more for it. So,
And,
yeah, there's
I-
trade-offs there.
and the comfort, I think, too, of them being Indiana-based.
I was just about to say that, the fact
and
that they.
like that,
They're
they-
Indiana-based and know Indiana.
They know our rules, they know what our state board of accounts are looking for and looking at. Again, they can only, nudge you in the right direction. They can't tell you what to do, right?
Well,
But neither can your auditors.
And knowing that there are other municipalities locally that
Correct.
have the same system, or hopefully will have the same system.
That's correct.
You guys will be able to draw from each other's experiences
Yep.
and knowledge.
Yeah, most of the people that I know currently that I talk with, if I do have questions, all use voice, and all are switching to BSNA if they haven't already.
Thank you for helping us feel a little more at ease.
Totally understand.
Ease of,
Like I said, I've
making
seen the
such a-
demos, you haven't, so
Right.
I get it. Don't worry, the sticker shock still hit everybody just as hard.
Yeah.
It's still a talk, even on our listserv that we have almost weekly. What are your thoughts? How did you get your council on board? What did you do? What differences? Are you looking elsewhere? Who uses this software so I can talk to you? But the majority are either still putting their feet in the water or sitting by the pool.
Thank you again for having them
Sure.
in to show us the software.
So,
It was riveting.
I mean, again, I know I'm not looking for approval tonight. I just know if we were to move forward, to try and get it live by October, we probably would need to do a contract agreement. I would say no later than March. And I also would have the addendum that Jackson had previously prepared to send to them to get signed from them as well then.
I'm not saying we would need to approve it tonight, but is there a way we could do it before March?
We have another
The
meeting in
next
2
meeting.
weeks.
Yeah,
But,
I'd be comfortable with that.
Unless somebody objects to
Yeah, we'll put it on
something.
the agenda for the next meeting. Gives us enough time to absorb what we heard tonight. and-
sure.
Yeah.
It's recorded, so you can watch it back.
Yeah, lovely. Lovely.
In case you forget anything.
Very good.
All right. Thank you for that, Shelley.
Yeah, not a problem.
Announcements. Elkhart County Regional Sewer District, February 4th at 5 PM at the Public Services Building. Elkhart County Redevelopment Commission meeting, February 5th at 2 PM at the Public Services Building. Tree Board meeting is here on February 5th at 7 PM at the Town Hall. Elkhart County Plat Committee meeting, February 12th at 9 AM at the Public Services Building. Elkhart County Plan Commission meeting, February 12th at 9:30 a.m. at the Public Services Building. And the next Middlebury Town Council meeting will be here on February 16th at 6 p.m. And we are adjourned.